Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Mukhtar Kasim. A quick reminder, Global Television is on DSTV Channel 65 and on StarTimes Channel 276. We begin from the nation's capital, where President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has called on Nigerian editors and media professionals to criticize government's policies constructively, with fairness, accuracy, and a sense of national responsibility. Speaking at the 2025 All Nigeria Editors Conference in Abuja, the president acknowledged the media's central role in shaping public opinion and strengthening democracy, but warned against using criticism to undermine national progress. He emphasized that as social media amplifies misinformation, the traditional media's editorial responsibility of verification and balance becomes more vital than ever before. The board chairman of the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, FAN, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, has reaffirmed his commitment to upgrading facilities at the Malam Aminu Kano International Airport to meet global standards. During a working visit, he emphasized improving African route interconnectivity through Nigeria. Global Television correspondent Idris Jibrin reports from Kano.
It was a high-level arrival at the VIP wing of the Malam Aminu Kano International Airport as FAN board chairman Abdullahi Ganduje touched down for a one-day working visit. He was accompanied by the managing director of FAN, Olubunmi Kuku, and other senior board members. The visit aims to inspect key facilities across the airport and access areas needing urgent intervention.
We are here in order to listen to the progress and also in particular to examine some of the vital issues pertaining to the operation of an international airport like this. There's no doubt we are very much concerned with the infrastructures, especially uncompleted ones.
Ganduje expressed concern over several abandoned projects that have lingered for over a decade.
Another issue is of uncompleted infrastructure facilities, especially the runway, the other old runway which is being under renovation, but it has been abandoned. And also the issue of facilities, especially firefighting equipment, which is absolutely necessary for the safety of the environment and also for the safety of the aircrafts. That one too, we need to look into it.
The FAN managing director Olubunmi Kuku also emphasized urgency in the completion of ongoing works, directing contractors to finish within 2 weeks.
We're going back to the drawing board, reviewing those projects in collaboration with the federal government. We have identified a few critical projects that we need to push efficiently and make sure that we can bring those to completion. But at the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, our core mandate is really to focus on safety as well as the passenger experience.
With renewed commitment from the FAN leadership, the Malam Aminu Kano International Airport may soon witness a transformation aimed at enhancing passenger experience and regional connectivity. From Kano, Idris Jibrin, Global Television News.
Returning now to the nation's capital, where it was a busy day at the House of Representatives as lawmakers debated two major motions on the abandoned federal assets worth trillions of naira, and another one on the near collapse of Nigeria's once booming rice industry. Lawmakers are raising alarms over what they describe as a monumental economic waste of over 11,800 federal buildings and landed properties abandoned across the country, valued at more than 20 trillion naira. National Assembly correspondent Aniete Patrick reports.
The motion, sponsored by Minority Leader Kingsley Chinda, pointed to a report by the Nigerian Institute of Quality Surveyors, which found that nearly 63% of federal building projects initiated since independence remain incomplete or deserted. Among the abandoned projects cited are the Federal Secretariat in Ikoyi, the Millennium Tower and National Library in Abuja, and the Cardinal Textile Building, among others.
The House is most humbly urged to set up A special ad hoc committee of the House to review the PIC report conducted in year 2000, as well as verify reports of other properties abandoned since year 2000 in order to identify the state of these properties and report infractions, determine and make recommendations for final resolution.
Lawmakers blame bureaucratic delays and lack of transparency, noting that a committee set up in 2000 to account for government properties has yet to submit its report 25 years later. After debate, the House resolved to set up a special ad hoc committee to verify the status of the properties and review the 2000 Presidential Implementation Committee reports within 6 weeks. In another motion, the House also turned its attention to the collapse of local rice farming and milling, warning that recent import waivers and smuggling are threatening food security and livelihoods. Mohammed Jajere, who sponsored the motion, said the 180-day duty waiver for imported rice has crippled demand for locally produced brands, forcing many mills to shut down. He added that inconsistent policies have discouraged farmers and reversed the gains made under previous administrations.
That frequent changes in government policies have disrupted the agricultural production value chain, making it challenging for farmers to plan for the future. Concerned that if this is not addressed appropriately, the country may be losing billions of naira due to the closure of most of these rice mills.
The House has directed its Committee on Agricultural Production and Services to investigate the matter and report back within 4 weeks. As the probe commences, Nigerians will be watching to see whether these investigations finally translate into accountability and revival of key national assets. From the National Assembly, Aniye Patrick reporting for Global TV News.
In the meantime, Nigeria's border security challenges are back in focus as the Minister of Interior calls for an urgent review of the Immigration Act to strengthen the nation's frontiers. At the inauguration of a House of Representatives ad hoc committee on border security, stakeholders painted a worrying picture of porous borders and overstretched agencies. Again, National Assembly correspondent Aniye Patrick reports.
The call for tighter border control came from the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, represented by the Permanent Secretary, Dr. Magdalene Ajani, who said the Immigration Act of 2015 no longer meets the realities of modern border threats. He said Nigeria must close security gaps caused by limited personnel, inadequate funding, poor infrastructure, and outdated technology.
There is need for us to develop a national policy on border security that clearly defines the roles of every relevant agency at the border. There is need to create a consistent funding framework for border security.
The Controller General of the Nigerian Immigration Service, Kemi Nanda, told lawmakers that officers are struggling to monitor more than 4,000 kilometers of illegal routes. Military intelligence also raised the alarm as the Chief of Military Intelligence, Major General Aliyu Idris, cited manpower shortages, poor equipment, and judicial bottlenecks as key obstacles to securing Nigerians' borders.
Recommend enhanced surveillance technology, focus on Sahel, and resource allocation, adequate resources and personnel.
Speaking on behalf of the Speaker of the House, Minority Whip Ali Issa said the National Assembly is determined to address the lapses that have made Nigeria's borders gateways for smuggling and irregular migration.
The goal is to identify vulnerabilities, operational shortcomings, and even compromise border officials. You must review how money is allocated to relevant agencies to protect our borders are spent.
Committee Chairman Mohammed Anka assured that the ad hoc committee will develop practical strategies that promote regional cooperation and community engagement to curb cross-border crimes.
It is alarming, that despite significant government expenditure over the past years, we are yet to attain commensurable gains in our security landscape.
With insecurity and economic sabotage linked to porous borders, the push for legislative and institutional reform could mark a turning point for Nigeria's border management system. From the National Assembly, Annie Patrick reporting for Global TV News.
Let's now move away from the National Assembly and tell you that the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Ali Pati, has reaffirmed his commitment to strengthening healthcare system in the country, which will be achieved by advancing localization agenda of the health sector. The minister stated this today when he declared open the Joint Annual Review 2025. Here in Abuja, Zara Unasir completes the report.
The Joint Annual Review brought together stakeholders in the health sector, medical experts, and professionals with development partners, traditional and religious leaders who gathered to discuss progresses, share experiences, and analyze shortcomings to strengthen Nigeria's health system. The Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Ali Pati, says the Joint Annual Review provides platform for health sector stakeholders to access health and provide solutions in reshaping health care delivery across the nation.
Bringing Nigeria's health sector to life captures both our collective aspiration and our shared responsibility. The All Hands One Mission theme emphasizes our unity of purpose across all stakeholders: government, national, federal, states, local governments, partners, private sector, communities, civil society organizations, and our citizens, and the strengthening of our collaboration in that effort. In a mixed health system such as ours,
the Chairman Health Sector Coalition, Dr. Muhammad Leki, says stakeholders should not only be celebrating budget increases in health sector, but should be able to find a way to get Ministry of Finance to release funds to the health sector and make utilization.
We must find creative ways, work with the civil society organization, to get the Federal Ministry of Finance, thank you, Honourable Minister of Finance, welcome here, to get the Federal Ministry of Finance to release funds to the health sector as appropriated. We must not be celebrating increases in budget on papers alone, but releases and utilization.
The event under the theme All Hands One Mission was attended by the Ministers of Finance, Budget, representatives of the Nigeria's Governors Forum, and also the country director of the World Bank, among other dignitaries. Zahra Unasir, reporting for Global TV News.
And now to Benue State, where the Nigerian Navy says it will continue to develop strategies to combat security threats such as maritime piracy, insurgency, and other criminal activities along the country's waterways. Chief of Naval Staff Vice Admiral Idi Abbas reiterated this during an operational familiarization visit to the newly established headquarters Special Operations Command in Makurdi. Felicity Indere has the details.
The Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Idi Abbas, was received at the flight line of the Tactical Air Command, Makurdi, by Benue State Deputy Governor Dr. Sam Ode and heads of security formations. The naval chief then proceeded to the headquarters of the Special Operations Command, where he was briefed on the status of work and conducted an on-the-spot assessment of progress. Vice Admiral Abbas reaffirmed the Navy's commitment to collaborating with other security agencies and stakeholders in addressing security challenges across the Middle Belt region and the country at large.
This is our newest command and is a very critical and strategic command that I feel should be up and running by now. Though it's young, but it's very critical to our operations, so that's why I chose to come here first. But I believe whatever we're doing is supposed to be a whole of society approach. As you can see, I have my other colleagues from other services and security agencies. As you are aware, I think our production has increased, so we want to take that higher, the number of barrels that have been produced to a higher number. And I think with the use of this technology, we can achieve that.
Deputy Governor Dr. Sam Ode commended the Nigerian Navy for establishing the Special Operations Command, noting that the initiative will enhance the security of Benue's waterways and promote economic development.
Now the Nigerian Navy is consolidating her hold on the territory of Benue, because we need to give the armed forces and the paramilitary the needed encouragement and support so that they can tackle the issue of insecurity, not only in Benue but across the country.
The visit to Makurdi marks the Chief of Naval Staff's first operational tour to any naval base in the country since his appointment.
And now to Imo State, where Governor Hope Uzodinma said his administration remains committed to securing a constitutional role for traditional rulers in Nigeria's governance structure. The governor stated this when he received a delegation of the Southern Traditional Rulers Council led by Oni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Ogunwusi at the Government House, Owerri. Over to Amarachi Ibe for details.
Governor Uzodinma said traditional rulers play a vital role in sustaining peace and moral values at the grassroots, noting that their inclusion in the constitution will further strengthen national unity.
I also want to thank you for the support you've given the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu since he came into office. Also recognizing that your traditional blessings very important and essential to the welfare of the political class. So I will act as a bridge between the political class and you, the royal fathers.
He reaffirmed that the process of ensuring constitutional recognition for traditional rulers is ongoing and will soon achieve the desired outcome.
As you go about your meetings, count on our support, not only as Imo State Governor, but on behalf of other governors, my brother governors from the South.
Responding, the Ooni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Ogunwusi, commended the governor's leadership and assured that traditional institutions will continue to support government policies that promote peace and development.
We now have a message to our president. We will continue to pray for him, and that's why we are here. On this note, since you are our coordinator, we want to extend a courtesy visit to him for us to reassure him of all the necessary steps we've been taking and how to continue to bridge the gap between the people-centric initiative that he's doing, because we are closer to our people, and also to rock minds, to continue to rock minds with him.
The visit by the Southern Traditional Rulers Council highlights the strengthening partnership between traditional institutions and government in advancing national unity and development. From Government House, Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
You are watching the live broadcast of News Cycle. When News Cycle returns, Super Eagles suspend strike, resume training ahead of Gabon clash. Details coming shortly, plus business and foreign stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us. You're welcome back from that break, and now to business news, where the Senate has approved President Bola Tinubu's request to secure a 1.15 trillion naira from the domestic debt market to finance part of the 2025 budget deficit. The approval followed the adoption of the report of the Senate Committee on Local and Foreign Debt, which confirmed a total budget shortfall of 14.1 trillion naira. Lawmakers said the borrowing was necessary to close the remaining gap in the 59.99 trillion naira national budget and sustain critical government programs. Now, a bill for an act to establish the Artificial Intelligence Innovation and Communication Technology Solution Center in Ekiti has passed second reading. The bill was sponsored by Senator Aderamodu Adeyemi, APC Ekiti South. Topsy Gimba has the details.
Leading the debate on the bill, Senator Aderamodu Adeyemi said the bill is to promote research development and application of artificial intelligence and emerging technologies for national development. Senator Adeyemi said that the bill will provide the necessary legal framework to build capacity, coordinate innovation, and ensure that AI serves as a tool for national development rather than displacement. He also says the bill represents an important step towards securing Nigeria's place in the global technological landscape and aligns with the country's national goals of youth empowerment, job creation, and economic diversification.
The debate on this very latently omnipotent bill seeking to establish the Artificial Intelligence, Innovation and Communication Technology Solutions Center in Ekiti State. This bill was read for the first time in this chamber on Tuesday, 27th May, 2025. It is a manifest actuality that we know that the world today is being transformed by artificial intelligence, digital innovation, and emerging technologies that have become the backbone of modern governance, commerce, education, healthcare, and national security. Nations that fail to invest strategically in these technologies risk being left behind.
The bill was supported by some senators, including Senator Aliyu Wadada.
At the space of the world, we must conform, especially that greater percentage of the population in Nigeria are the youth. And the various categories of or strata of the society, the youth utilize technology much more than any other strata. And for us to put into full production, to leverage on the endowment that we have of that population, AI is the order of the day.
The session was presided over by the Deputy President of the Senate, Jibrin Barau, and also he acknowledged the importance of AI. The bill was referred to the Senate Committee on Internet Communication and Technology and Cybersecurity for further legislative input. Topsy Gimba reporting for Global Television News.
And now to news making rounds on the foreign scene. A major cleanup is underway in South Africa's economic capital, Johannesburg, as it is ready to host the G20 summit on November 22 and 23, with leaders of the world attending. The makeover is getting reactions from the residents of the sprawling city, dealing with what has been called crumbling infrastructure and chronic mismanagement. Uyi Agbamofuegbe has the rest of the story.
When G20 leaders touch down in Johannesburg this month, they will be greeted by a city scrubbed, patched, and polished, all parts of a last-minute summit gloss thrown over years of neglect. The urban sprawl of almost 6 million people is home to Africa's richest square mile. In recent years, however, it has sunk into disrepair with open sewers, potholed roads, and crowded shacks of corrugated iron lining its frayed edges. Against this backdrop, these South Africans have deep-seated reservations about the exercise.
We don't even worry about this G20. We know it's very important, they must come, but we are worried about after. What is going to be happening after? They cannot even fix Mandela Bridge.
Mayor of Johannesburg, Dada Moreno, believes the cleanup initiative is long overdue, calling for support to ensure its success.
Today I stand before you with a simple but urgent message that the time to restore Johannesburg's glory has arrived, and we are doing it together. For years our city has carried the weight of urban decay, service delivery backlogs, and eroded public trust. But Johannesburg is too important.
President Cyril Ramaphosa, dismayed by the decay, had called the city's states not pleasant and ordered a cleanup to spare Africa's industry powerhouse global embarrassment. Uyi Agbamofuegbe, reporting for Global TV News.
And now to the world of sports, where the federal government says it is ready to fully implement reforms that will reposition the Nigerian Institute of Sport as a true center of excellence. Director General of the Institute, Dr. Philip Shuaibu, gave the assurance in Abuja while receiving the report of the NIS Transformation Committee. Aniti Patrick will bring details of that report in our next bulletin. Moving on, the excitement of the 27th Nigerian University Games NUGA 2025 continues to build the momentum as the Baseball and Softball Federation of Nigeria officially flagged off the baseball and softball event at the University of Jos, marking a historic step towards promoting the sport across Nigerian campuses and the African continent. Samuel Odi reports for Global Television.
The president of Baseball and Softball Federation, Uche Udozo, commended the organizers of NUGA 2025 for including baseball and softball in this year's lineup, describing it as a major leap towards discovering young talent and expanding the reach of sports beyond the traditional strongholds. According to Udozo, despite the challenge of funding, the Federation is working closely with educational institutions to integrate baseball and softball into school programs across Africa.
The strategy is to make baseball very visible, play baseball everywhere. You could see we have just finished demonstration around of a baseball 5. You can play it anywhere, and it is very, very less capital intensive compared to the baseball and the softball. So baseball and softball is a lifestyle and is an incredible sport that has a future for those who would want to do professional sports.
Udozo also applauded the commitment of university athletes and coaches participating at NUGA 2025, noting that their enthusiasm reflects the future of sport in the region. As the sound of bats and cheers filled the air at the University of Jos, the message was clear. Baseball and softball found a new home in Nigerian university system, setting the stage for Africa's next generation for sporting champions. Samuel Odi for Global Television News.
That's it on Global TV News Cycle. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen using at Global TV NG. I am Mukhtar Kasim, saying a very big thank you for watching.